What's up, guys? Welcome to B Sports Picks. So this is a 2 days in a row in the green. Yesterday was a 3-1 day. The day before that was a 6-1 day. I gave away one strong winner yesterday in yesterday's video. If you don't believe me, go check out my previous videos. I show every single slip that I throw out there, and also I show you the results of what's happening. I'm going to give you guys one college lean that I'm looking at for today's game, and then I'm also going to give you guys one play in the NBA. Yesterday's play was a little bit questionable. It was a toss-up play. I did say that overall, and it won. People in the comments were saying that, that everything looked the other way for the Knicks. I ended up taking the Hornets, and sure enough, the Hornets came through. So again, guys, if you're interested in getting one very strong play in the NBA and then a very strong lean in college basketball today, let's get started. So again, guys, we're at 3-1 yesterday. 72% hit rate in March. If you don't believe me, like I said, go check out my previous videos. I actually show all the winning slips in March. This was the play yesterday. I gave this away on yesterday's video. I said the Hornets were going to take this. They were up by so much that on Bet365 was an early payout. I also took the Dodgers in Arizona as a two-leg parlay. You can see they won pretty easily right here on both sides. On a live bet, I actually took the Pistons and the Pelicans on the over. You can see that went way over. And then the Hornets at a plus 4.5. The only one that didn't come through was the Pirates. I went on the very heavy lean that Skeens was going to do better than he did. So this was a shitty play overall. That was the only loss we had 3-1 day. So now this is what I was saying, guys. I had a comment over here from Tim. He says, early payout on 365 on the Hornets. Thanks for saving my ass on that bet, making things make sense. So like I said, a lot of stuff was pointing towards the Knicks. All the data was pointing towards the Knicks. The reason I took the Hornets, I explained it very clearly on why I was taking the Hornets. And the major one was the home court advantage, the home streak, the road, the Knicks on the road just sucked. And the motivation factor, more than anything, was the motivation factor for the Hornets to win every single game where the Knicks are actually locked in. So that's important because that's the same type of play that I'm showing you guys today. So now for today, like I said, March 27th, I'm going to give you guys one very strong play in the NBA, and I'm also going to give you guys one very strong lean in college. I'll give you the reasoning why I'm going with these plays, and also let me just kind of go through over how the information is looking, so you guys can see how I came up with this. So I'm actually buying back Utah to about 28 points. I'm parlaying it with something else, but again, I'm not taking it straight up at the current line. The reason I'm taking Utah is that the Nuggets are pretty much locked in, and they don't care about blowing them out. They just care about winning the game. So the Jazz should cover this. I wouldn't say easy, but they should be able to cover this. So like I said, I'm buying back the Jazz and the Bulls, and I'm going to show you why the Bulls also. I'm going to make it very clear. Do not take the Jazz at the current line. I'm buying it back about 10 or 12 points. So let's make that very clear. Let me show you the next one for the Bulls, the same scenario. So again, because of the playoff picture, everything I explained yesterday, I'm not going to get into all the details, but basically the Bulls are on the same scenario as the Jazz today. OKC will definitely dominate this game for sure, but the Thunder are going to be on cruise control. Their number one seed is locked, so they won't be risking injuries. So Shea might not do his full 40 minutes. So for the Bulls and Jazz, I'm actually parlaying them together. I'm buying them back about 10 to 12 points. That's what I'm doing with that play. All right, the Heat are actually on the same scenario I just explained. They're desperate for a win, but the Cavs, because the Cavs are locked in on number 4, motivation mismatch, plus there's a lot of injuries on Cleveland. The only reason I decided not to take this play is because I actually took this exact same play the other day, and the Heat ended up covering the spread. They ended up winning. They beat Cleveland by like 20 points. So very important here. There's an embarrassment factor. There's a revenge game factor. And it doesn't matter that they're getting close to the playoffs and they're locked in on the 4th. Heat might actually cover the spread, but I'm not touching it because of that revenge factor. You always have to consider the motivation behind the teams and the players. So again, Cleveland does have a lot of injuries. Cleveland does have the locked in position in the number 4. And they really have nothing to play for, just to win the game, but not cover the spread. But the Heat, they embarrassed them a couple of days ago, so that's the reason I'm staying away from this game. So now the only real game, and when I say real game, what I mean is that they're actually playing for something. Clippers are actually, this is one of the few straight favorites tonight. The Clippers are actually fighting to play for a play-in spot. Indiana's pretty much out of the picture. On the reverse side, what I was showing with the Thunder and the ones going against the Jazz, I can't think of the name, but both of those teams, they really have nothing to shoot for anymore. In this case, they do have to shoot, meaning the Clippers really, really want to win this game. Even though Indiana's tanking, they're not going to cover this spread, especially with all the players that are out. So I'm taking the Clippers at the opening line, which was -6.5, which is right here. So this is the play, guys. I'm going with the Clippers. I'm buying it back to the original line of -6.5. On Novig, I was able to find that at 153. I don't know how expensive it is on other books, but it's definitely more expensive than 153. So if you have Novig, I would take it there. Otherwise, it's going to be more expensive. But I was able to lock this in earlier today. I sent that out to the VIP this morning. Now, before I show you guys the lean in college basketball, I'm going to actually just let you guys know I'm leaving to Miami today. It's going to be a shitty shit show in the O'Hare Airport, but I'm going to deal with it because I'm going to actually be in Miami for 5 days. I'm going to be with the March Madness, watching March Madness in the Better Warehouse and the Winnable Mansion. So we'll be rubbing shoulders with some of the top cappers in the industry. So stay tuned for that. Also, make sure you get the free picks because I will be throwing out more videos and picks while I'm out there, while I'm rubbing shoulders with these guys that are top cappers in the industry. So one of the games that's playing today is actually Duke and St. John's. I actually do like Duke in this position. The reason being that they're actually favored today. They're still favored to win the championship. You can see the odds are plus 390, and it goes all the way down to plus 1800. These are the top, what is this, 6? And you can see St. John's is not even listed here at all. So if they thought that St. John's was going to beat Duke, there would be no way that they would be the top most favored to win the championship. So I'm definitely taking Duke. I just don't know if I'm going to take the spread or I'm going to parlay it together with something else like a money line with another team or something like that. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to play it, but I'm definitely taking Duke today. All right, guys, to top that off, if you don't want to miss any of the plays that we throw out there, make sure you go in the description and click on free picks. Also, in the pinned comments, there's going to be a link so you can get all of today's picks, whatever I threw out there this morning, and whatever I find while I'm at the airport, I'll be throwing it out before I leave. So if you want all those plays, make sure you check out the pinned comment for that. Also, check out the SharpEdge tool. That's 2 weeks for free. And the Discord is actually free for 1 week. So check all those links out in the description. Let's get to 5,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. Let's have a great day.